Alright, you guys, before I get started, I gotta do my spiel. So, my name's MJ. I'm a trans man. I've had top surgery. I chose to leave some fat in my chest because I'm a bigger guy and I got a big gut. You know what I mean? I call this my Grinch stance. But due to that, I felt like it would look more natural if I left fat in my chest as well. So, now that that's over with. Okay, so I got asked how much my top surgery costs and how did I afford it. So, I thought in this video I'd talk about that and some other things surrounding like the approval process for me. When I got top surgery, this was in 2018. Insurance covered 80% of it and I was responsible for 20%. However, the hospital, as like a charitable deed, I guess, they wrote off the 20% that I owed, which was like so amazing of them, so I did not have to pay anything. Typically, when I mention this, people get up in arms because they like to compare gender affirming care to like other forms of medical care, and they like to degrade gender affirming care by talking about like other life saving surgeries. And yes, I said other because it is life saving. Like, I had one person say, well, I wish my cancer surgery was written off. I wish your cancer surgery was written off too. You shouldn't have to pay for cancer care. But good news, they do. When I was in my early 20s, my father had cancer and he had surgery at the same exact hospital and they wrote off his cancer surgery. So I was very blessed in that aspect that I did not have to pay at all for top surgery. As far as the approval process, honestly, it was not easy for me. I literally had a letter at the time from my mental health clinic where I was treated by a psychiatrist and a psychologist. And it talked about how, like, one of the things I was dealing with in therapy was gender dysphoria since 2008. That means by this point it had already been a decade, you know? And the first consult I went to, they turned me down. He said I did not have enough proof and he would not operate on me until I had a letter from like a social worker or something, that what I had did not suffice. And so I did get more proof, but I did not go back to him. So then I was supposed to have another consultation. The previous one and the one I'm about to talk to were recommended on those websites for like trans friendly surgeons. I completely disagree. So this next trans friendly surgeon, you know, I sought out, he ended up before my consultation, he sent me, I'm not even kidding, it was like a packet like this big. He wanted me to fill out to prove that, you know, I'm really trans, so I'm not a liability. It's like, I kind of get it, but also, like, if you're that scared, then don't call yourself trans friendly. Like, what is that? So, yeah, once I saw that, I was like, this is gatekeep central. I was not going to do that. So, in the meantime, I already had the letter from my therapist and psychiatrist. I obtained a medical clearance from my primary care. I also obtained a medical referral for top surgery from my primary care. And then I got a letter from my hormone provider, so I was ready. And then I just took a minute and I'm like, who do I wait, like, screw all this like trans friendly stuff who everybody says is like, you know, validating towards trans people. Who do I want to operate on me? Like, who do I trust? And that's when it came to me, a breast cancer surgeon. Because hear me out, not only do they have experience in mastectomies, but also a lot of them have experience in the reconstruction surgery that comes after. So that's what I did. I found a breast cancer surgeon outside of Boston, and he actually had experience with other trans men, which I was like, what the hell? Why aren't these people listed on these trans friendly sites? And I know a lot of people will advise against this, and I understand the reservations. Choose for yourself. I'm not a doctor. You know, gotta say that. But my surgeon had a resident and I allowed him to operate on me as well, and I'm very glad that I did. Maybe it was a once in a lifetime thing to get lucky. I don't know. But the resident actually had even more experience with trans people, so that was awesome. And I was told actually that one of them did one and the other did the other. I'm not sure which one did which, but I think they did a great job because they did what I envisioned. Like, I do look like a fat guy, you know what I mean? Uncle Festa, maybe, but still a fat guy. And that was the goal.